In an orphanage in Larissa, Greece, a young girl goes to bed. Before sleep, she offers up this little prayer.
Dear Papa Zeus, my name is Jana, and I want Greece to win the World Cup next year. Thank you, good night.
Hera? Hera! Did you hear that?
Oh, hear what?
Hear that child's prayer?
How could I hear a child's prayer directed at you?
Look, it doesn't. Never mind. I just think I'm gonna answer it.
Oh, great.
Hermes! There you are. Slow day, lad?
Sorry, Father Zeus. What do you need?
Heroes! Enough heroes for our football team, whatever that is. Fetch me some.
Hades won't like it.
Hades can blow himself to sea. I need some heroes.
Yes, sir.
And so, over the next few days, they turned up, one by one, at Apollon Larissus. Bellerophon, Castor, Ajax, Achilles, Polydeuces, Heracles, Orpheus, Odyssey, Theseus, Perseus, and mighty Jason.
Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the Old Lady, and this is the Demi-Gods, episode 1 of A Greek Hero's Save. Let's get into this. Let's have a look. We'll start with Bellerophon, who's going to play in goal. Bellerophon, famous for taming the Pegasus, killing the Manticore with his bare hands. Impressive stuff. I think that was him with the Manticore. I hope I didn't just steal one of Heracles' labors. I'm not sure. No, that was the Lion of Nemea, wasn't it, or something? Yeah, I think. Anyway, Bellerophon is actually very good at this game. And the reason that Bellerophon is good at this game is because goalkeeper is a much more physical position than it is a technical position, at least in terms of a new player. You can very readily grasp the ideas of handling one-on-ones, reflexes everybody has, aerial reach, jumping is pretty much a pretty ordinary thing, command of area communication, so on. So these things tend to be fairly good for him. His passing, his first touch, his passing and first touch are not great. His handling is not great yet because that is kind of technical for a goalkeeper. Things like, clutching it to your chest and all of the bits and pieces about handling the ball when, trying to make sure you catch it, making a W, all of the things that you learn in terms of being a good goalkeeper. That's the thing about these guys. You will find that they all have amazing physicals. Bellerophon is probably among the weakest of them physically. Not weakest strength-wise, but just generally physically overall. And their mentals are generally pretty good, although anticipation tends to be fairly low because they don't know the game, so how would they have any anticipation? Off the ball, again, tends to be fairly low because how would they know how to play off the ball when they've never played with the ball? Fairly straightforward. Vision, although they may have actual good vision, there's more to vision than just being able to see things. It's about being able to recognize situations and that kind of stuff. So their vision tends to be fairly low as well. In terms of their technical abilities, let's turn to Castor, who is next alphabetically, which is going to be a bit of a mistake. It'll do. We'll look at Castor next. Actually, he works because he's the left back. So he and Polyduces are twin brothers, sometimes known as Castor and Pollux. That's the Roman name for them. I'm using the Greek names Castor and Polyduces. And you can see this is more typical of the heroes. His physicals are amazing. Remember that yellow is my top color, so yellow is all over the place here. He's not got a huge jumping reach, and he's not quite as strong as some of the other guys. But at 175 centimeters, 70 kilos, he runs with the ball down the right, plays short, simple passes, looks for a pass rather than attempting to score, knocks the ball past the opponent, and possesses a long, flat throw. In terms of their mentals, aggression tends to be high, bravery tends to be high, concentration up and down, decisions can be sometimes good, sometimes bad, depending on the player. Determination tends to be high. Leadership is middling. Some of them are quite good at it, some of them not so much. Positioning, okay, but not great. I'm presuming that some of that comes from just sort of physical training in terms of how to block other players, how to, physically manipulate your body to get it in the way of other people. So he's got reasonable marking, tackling, positioning. Teamwork is high. These guys are trained to work together as a team. Work rate, quite good. So, but when we get to technicals, corners 1, crossing 1, finishing 1, free kick taking 1, long shots 1, penalty taking 1, technique 4, passing 4, first touch 5, dribbling 5. What I've tried to do there is take the ones that seem likely to be more suitable for a physically gifted person, like dribbling or first touch or passing or technique, and separate them from the ones that are more technically technical: penalty taking, long shots, free kicks, finishing, crossing, and corners, each of which is a real technical skill. And the technical skills like that tend to be very low, 1s, 2s, 3s. So that's going to be the case throughout the team. So that's Castor, and I'm gonna show you some of the other players in a minute, but here is our lineup. As you saw in the introduction, Bellerophon, tamer of the Pegasus, will be in goal. Polyduces, Castor's brother, will be on the right flank at right back. Castor, his brother, will play at left back. Achilles and Ajax will play at the defensive center back position, and they probably will be no-nonsense center backs, at least at first. Heracles, mighty Heracles, plays as the DM. He is mega strong, stamina, fitness, balance. He's not as fast as some of the others. He's determined, he's brave, he's mega aggressive, great work rate. His tackling and marking are excellent. I'm assuming he was a great wrestler. Heading, not a problem. He's not afraid to use his head to bang into things. So, and remarkably good decisions, because, he made some really smart choices in terms of how he accomplished his labor. So, that's the kind of thinking that's gone into designing these players. Shoots from distance, shoots with power, winds up opponents, argues with officials, dives into tackles, gets crowd going, and runs with ball rarely. So, I picked traits that I think suit who they are as people as much as who they are as players. So, that's the team. Odysseus is the only one who has some technical ability. You'll notice that his corners are 8, crossing 6, dribbling 8, first touch is 10, finishing 10, heading 10, technique 10. The reason that I've given him this is I have made up that basically he played a ball game in his youth and was able therefore to bring those skills forward to learn how to play here. He is our midfield orchestrator. He has a bit of anticipation, like he can read the game more effectively than most of the others. He has flair. Odysseus is meant to be the smartest of the heroes, so that makes sense. So yeah, that's the kind of thinking that's gone on in terms of putting the players together. Now, in terms of making sure that we have a team, we have these players here who are backups. We don't need these in the lineup just now, because there's only 11 heroes. Father Zeus didn't really understand what was going on, and Hermes didn't know either, so they only got 11 heroes. So if they have to miss any games or anything like that, we have backup players who are just sort of the leftover players from the club. I've transferred a lot of them out. These are the leftovers. We can shorten it. There we go. That's the whole list of them. I think there's 11 or 12 of them, something like that. And they're of varying qualities and ages and so on, but they'll give us backups to fill in when our main players have some issue in terms of their fitness or being suspended or anything like that. So that's how that's going to work. Now, each episode, starting with next episode, at the beginning, actually starting not with next episode, but with the one after that. Next episode, they'll be playing just like you see them here. We're not going to get to a game today. There's too much to cover. The episode after that will start with one of the gods favoring the team with their bounty. Now, I don't know which god that's going to be yet, because at the end of each episode, so at the end of episode 2, I will be spinning the wheel, and the wheel of the gods will determine which of the gods intervenes this week. Each of the gods has a list of traits they will affect by their bounty. These are, generally speaking, mental and technical traits, so they will get attributes, so they will get better in those ways, and they will get better quickly, because the idea is for this not to be too long a series, and we're just going to go out and have some fun with this one and see how things go with a team full of ancient Greek heroes. So that's basically the whole gist of it. There won't be any transfers. We won't be bringing in any players. We won't be selling any players, unless they get unhappy or whatever, and then we'll just make them go away. Zeus can make them go away. They can, he'll just give them a transfer to Honduras or something. So that's the idea behind this save. I hope that you find it interesting. I hope that it will turn out to be as entertaining as I think it will be. It may be predestined that we end up winning the World Cup because, why not? The gods are involved. You never know what's going to happen when the gods get involved. Things get random. So the other piece of this that I did, and this will please the Greek mythology fans among you, is that I have carefully assessed which of the gods likes and dislikes each of the heroes. So when the gods distribute their bounty, it will not be distributed evenly. If the god dislikes a player, they will get a much smaller version of the bounty. If the god really likes a player, then they will get a bigger version of the bounty. So probably what this will mean is a difference of whether they get 1 point or 2 points or 3 points on the attribute, basically. So we'll see how that goes. If they're neutral, then they'll just give their bounty as usual. So that's the 2-point solution. I hope that works. I hope this intrigues you, and that's going to be the plan going forward. So let's see how it gets on. I'm looking forward to this series very much. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be going Tuesdays and Thursdays. Episodes will run a little over 20 minutes. This is part of my new plan to produce 5 days a week. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos will be slightly shorter. The Tuesday, Thursday slightly longer, because there's only 2 of them. The idea will be that to keep up with my with one of my series, you'll need to commit about 45 minutes a week. Assuming you're not watching them on high speed, and I'm talking like this really fast and everything's going really quickly because I don't know how I'm talking. But if you're not doing that, it'll run about 45 minutes. So that's everything. I hope that you have enjoyed the episode. I hope you're looking forward to more, because I certainly am. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and take care.